Okay. So I'm back online. The live stream. So this one I decided to take. I don't know. The internet was messing up in my house, so I decided to come outside. Probably do it outside. I hope he doesn't do that next time. Okay. Let me just start by responding to this WhatsApp message I received. It says, "Hi. I hope you are very well. My name is Mohammed from Egypt, and I have a Peugeot 307 station wagon 2008 model petrol left-hand drive. Kindly, I want your help to understand how AC compressor clutch uh, de-energized when the interior temperature reach the set point temperature. My AC is pictures and try to show me the location of some of those things. Okay, thing is now let me go back to your question. I said AC, where is the interior temperature sensor? Now we have how many? About three AC or heating and we call it heating and ventilation temperature sensors or just the air conditioning temperature sensor. So let's just work with the air conditioning system. So inside the vehicle in the cabin, as I'm sitting here right now, um, there are about three sensors, temperature sensors. I would say, okay, let's just say maximum of three. Inside modern Peugeot cars. Um, One of them is the thermostat. So that one, will I even call it the temperature, but call it that anyway. So it's more like the thermostat that monitors the the coldness of the air that passes through the evaporator inside the evaporator housing under the dashboard or behind the dashboard. Now, there's another one. Um, they call it air temperature sensor as well. That one is attached on the dashboard. At least um, it's not mixed with um, where the dashboard gets, where the separate between the windscreen and the dashboard. In the middle, you see something that looks like a bulb, usually black in color. Depending on the model of the Peugeot car, you to see it pop out. Some may be flat or depending. So that one, I think the work of that sensor is to monitor the temperature of air, which is uses to control the blower when it's on automatic. Um, you know, um, if the for that's why, for example, if you park your car under a sun, your Peugeot car under a sun for a long time, and you enter, and if the interior of the car is still very hot, you observe that when you start the car that time, and and if the AC is on automatic, the compressor will come on immediately, not immediately, and then the you sometimes you observe that the blower, AC blower, the one they call fan speed or whatever, that inside the vehicle, not the one that controls the radiator and the engine cooling in front of the radiator. This is under the dashboard. So the blower will come up as long as it's on that automatic mode. Will come up now, depending on the temperature inside, the very high, up to speed 4. It becomes so loud that it may feel uncomfortable inside the car. So as if you don't touch it, if you leave it like that and drive off, you observe also that after maybe a minute or two, depending on how good your cooling system is, the entire car will start, the temperature starts coming down. Then you notice that the blower speed will start reducing, you know. So the colder the interior of the car becomes, the lower the blower. So that one, um, I think that's the sensor. The one I just mentioned that is usually on top of the dashboard, in the middle of the dashboard at the extreme. That's the one that normally just control the blower, not necessarily the coldness of the temperature of the cold air that comes in. I don't think it controls the compressor. Yeah, I think that's your question, or maybe unless I didn't get it right. So it doesn't really control it because when it's on that auto mode on the AC control panel, the screen there, you will still see that the temperature of the temperature that you set it last of that AC will still stay there. If it's 14, 15, 16, 20, it still remains there. However, you will still be on auto mode, regulating the blower. Um, I hope I got it right. I could check again. Now, actually, I'm inside the vehicle. So that's what controls the blower. Then there's another one. There's another one. That one depends on the model of the Peugeot. The system. Some are attached on the blower assembly. Not necessarily the blower assembly. The evaporator, AC evaporator assembly. So another sensor that also has to do with temperature. I think air temperature attached there. Um, that one is it your 307 also has that sensor. So I really don't know the work of that. Maybe that one may have to do with the coldness, the temperature of air that comes in. Now, there's something I've also observed, like on Peugeot 407. Yeah, it's more like a default issue, which I don't think maybe has affects the AC system. Almost every 407 I will scan the AC ECU system. It will always be telling me uh, air air temperature. Is it air temperature humidity sensor or something, or humidity sensor, something like that? We will be telling you intermittent fault. I'm not sure I've ever seen permanent fault. We tell you humidity sensor, blah blah blah. So, but then you see that fault and the AC still works. So, to be honest, I also too ignore it. So I think 307, does it have that issue? Do I see it? I can't remember. 406 too, sometimes it comes up, but the 406 one is not humidity. They don't call the 406 one that no sir you will see is the evaporator, the thermostat on the evaporator. It will be showing you that one. So I don't know. But like I say, even when that one it comes up on the 407 one, still will not affect it. So in your case, you want to know how AC compressor de-energize when the tiller temperature reach the set point temperature. Um, I don't think it's all the Peugeot compressor that does that. What is supposed to control the compressor, the the how cold the compressor produce the air that, or the system produces air that comes to the interior. It should be the thermostat or the sensor, the evaporator sensor. Let me just put that one, the evaporator sensor or the evaporator thermostat. It's supposed to be thermostat actually, but these days when you look at the thermostat, it actually looks like sensor. So whichever one you call it, but it's always attached on after the thermostat on the modern Peugeot car. So that's what I believe that controls the clutch of the compressor, not necessarily the one on the dashboard. But like I said, the other one, the third one, they are usually attached on. It depends. I don't really know much about it, but I know some Peugeot cars they are attached on the evaporator. How I talked about the air temperature sensor on the dashboard, the middle of the dashboard. Maybe that one too may have something to do with the AC compressor, the going off, the clutch going on and off. But I really don't think so. I don't know for sure. Um, for example, the 406 system is different, which I think is also different. It's not the same with 307. The 406 system has only two connection, the compressors, the positive and negative. So once the BSI triggers it on, there's another connection to the compressor apart from the conventional positive and negative that goes to it. There's another one that looks like a sensor attached on the compressor. That one, what's the name? It's called like a variable pilot tensor, maybe 307 as well. And other Peugeot cars similar with similar compressors. They more like variable compressor. That's what they call it. So I think that's the one that actually sometimes control the cooling when it will actually shake, because there are sometimes you see 407 compressor spinning. The clutch has it's actually started spinning the energize, and but it's still not cooling until probably I don't know something happened then it starts. Um so I think that's the one that actually determines when the AC compressor will start doing its work. Unlike the one that has just positive and negative connection. So meaning like 406, if it goes off, it stops shading. That's when the clutch if it wants to stop bringing in code, the clutch, the AC pulley will stop spinning. That no, not the pulley anyway. The clutch there will disengage. Is it engage or disengage? One of them. So it stops spinning with the pulley. Unlike the 407, it might still be spinning with the pulley, but it's just stop cooling. You know. So I don't know if I'm helped. What I said there has helped, because I'm not really an AC expert. You know. And, but I'll tell you this: the evaporator thermostat, or the sensor that you find that is monitoring the temperature of air that passes through the evaporator, it hardly fails. I'm not saying it's not possible, but for the model Peugeot car, they hardly fails. So I hardly go there to replace it. You know, they are usually hardly the problem if your AC is not working, and that's what is supposed to be what controls the coldness of air that comes into the cabin. Of course, via the expansion valve and every other system. But at least that's what I'm saying. It's there to monitor. When if the air becomes too cold, passes through there, that's what probably would that will disconnect, that switch off the compressor, depending on Peugeot model, or it will work through that variable piloted sensor, or part of the compressor that will make it stop cooling even when the compressor is still spinning. Okay, I hope this helps. Please, you can send more, can post more questions if you don't really understand. Like I said, me, I honestly don't know much about AC, even though I'm into a Peugeot expert, but not really into fixing or repairing the AC. I have another question that I also want to attend. I know it was an email. I'm not think I have it here. I received it, but anyway, the person wanted to find out why his Peugeot 407 with EW10A usually sometimes it stop accelerating. Most according to him, when he gets to a stop and he wants to move on, it will no longer accelerate. Sometimes when you touch the brake pedal and you stop accelerating, you have to switch off and start again. The thing is, see, if you are buying a Peugeot 407, understand that none of the petrol engines, at least I know about the petrol engines, none of them have manual throttle body. None of them have manual throttle body. Even if we find the EW10J for, I know quite a number of you are conversant with the EW10J for, that's 2.0 liter petrol, one of the 2.0 liter petrol engine in Peugeot 406. You find the same engine in Peugeot 407, but then the throttle body is no longer the manual, instead it's motorized. So when you come to 407, don't expect that it must have it as long as it's petrol engine. So the usual culprit of that symptom that you're experiencing is faulty motorized throttle body, or which are in short form I call it MTB. Um, you know, Sometimes once you start failing, you start behaving that way. However, it doesn't mean that's the only cause of limp mode, because that's what we call it when the car suddenly the engine is running but refuses to accelerate, or even if accelerate, maybe it goes to 1000 rpm, or climbs a little on the tachometer, then it won't really go beyond that. That's a limp mode. So that's one of the causes. However, it's not always the cause, but for EW10, most times it comes to be the motorized throttle body. Then, if it's automatic transmission, it can also cause that. However, if I'm going specifically to EW10A, which you asked, I would say EW10A tends to have limp mode issue once there is a vacuum leak somewhere. It doesn't like vacuum leak at all compared to other engines. So you need to rule that one out. But to be honest, it's easier to just plug in a scan tool. I always recommend PP2000, Peugeot Planet, or Diagbox, or Razia what? Forgotten. Whatever I want to call it. So always plug it in first. If it's motorized throttle body, you will see it. It will tell you a lot of things. Sometimes it may come up to 3 or 4 times and tell you uh, accelerator, throttle captor, something, or just tell you throttle captor 1, 2, something, 40, or ecoherence. Then sometimes it may tell you motorized throttle body, blah, blah, blah. That's if that is the case. The other things that can cause it, but like I said, when PP2000 will actually start guiding you on that. Even block catalytic converter, if it's blocked or partially blocked, you can also cause the limp mode. You stop, all of a sudden, it refuses to accelerate. Automatic gearbox can do that too. You have to scan to know that, but that one will always come with its own fault. It will tell you PLND faults, then on the multifunction display, on the navigation screen, you also read PRND, or automatic gearbox faulty. But it's not always, but don't assume that all the time you see the automatic gearbox faulty, that it means your gearbox is faulty. If your engine starts to misbehave, sometimes it can make the automatic gearbox not to work well. So you have to sort out your engine problem before the gearbox will work well. That's one of the negative part of automatic gearbox. Unlike the manual doesn't care. It doesn't even see the ECU. All it knows is drive. You put it, whichever gear you put it on, it start moving. So um the third one is actually, this one is not a question posed. It was just one of the issues customer had in his Peugeot 307. He ordered it recently, fully used, and in fact, he went to pick the vehicle on his way to Abuja. The car was doing somehow, so he brought the car to me. It took a while. Eventually, we now discovered the problem. So if your Peugeot car, Peugeot 307, 407, if you have any Peugeot car that has I would say, is it motorized throttle body, or just whatever, as long as it's EFI, electronic fuel injection system. If the RPM, the RPM is that tachometer, is on the tachometer, or the tachometer itself, that needle that goes up and down. When you accelerate the car, the one that goes up, drop, once you remove your leg from the throttle pedal, that's the tachometer. The needle that moves up and down is the RPM indicator, the revolution per minute. So if the car is at idle, that's your engine is running, but your car is not in motion and it's not engaged in any gear, you leave it on neutral or park if it's automatic, and you find the this thing doing, that's the RPM or the engine sound, going up and down on its own. A lot of things can cause that. Yes, motorized auto body can do that, but most time it's not it. As long as if you accelerate, it moves up and comes back, but keep doing. Most times it may not be that pronounced or rapid. You just be doing small. What I found in that caused it on that car was alternator. Honestly, that was the first time I came across that kind of fault from an alternator. I didn't even know you can cause it, but it's not impossible. Thinking about it now, but you never can tell until you jam some issues that even scan tool may not tell you. So I think what happened was, all these cars, when the seller want to sell, they will go and wash the engine bay to looks like brand new, as if it matters. So, well, it could do, but sometimes they do it at a risk of damaging something in the engine bay. So the water poured on the alternator. They didn't wait for it to dry and started the car. So it now affected the alternator. So the charging was no longer constant. So that it was as if alternator wants to go down, the charge will drop, will go up again, drop, go up again, go up, go. Just doing that. Scan tool couldn't detect it, and I checked the entire wiring system. It's what we call Tukumbo, direct falling use you from Europe. So the electrical was not even abused. So we're just doing like that. So, but it took a while. Eventually, it was discovered it was alternator, and it was replaced. That the issue went away. So if you are having such issue, even if you don't have a scanner, I would suggest first thing, get a digital multimeter. I always advise you do that. Then check and see if the voltage is going up or dropping too low. Why is doing that? That when it's going up and down, check. Normally, when you want to do that, it may not start immediately. You start the car, it will run for like 2-3 minutes steady. Then all of a sudden, you start to experience it's going up and down. So check the voltage. If the multimeter, the voltage is acting up, then it's time to change it. Even though it's not draining the battery, but you have to sort that one out, replace it. And to prevent it, stop doing that. I know I've done some videos about washing engine bay. Stop messing up your electricals. Even if you must wash your engine bay, I always say that with water, blah, blah, blah. If you do it, don't start the car that day if possible. Just don't. Leave it. Let the water dries off. If it enters any of those electrical components that could cause serious damage to those units, if you switch on ignition, which could act as a bridge between positive and negative and stuff like that. So don't. Leave it to dry off before you start the vehicle. If possible, the next day. I wash my cars, like my engine bay, like once a year, or maximum 2 times a year. In fact, to be honest, I've never done more than, I don't think I've ever done more than 2 times a year, but I do it maybe like 1 or twice. So when I do it, the advantage, I would say, I have the advantage of other cars, using other cars, while that one stays there. So when I wash my engine base, I won't even bother with the car again for the next 2-3 days. I may not decide to come and start it. So, or if you want to do it, let's assume you want to use the car like Monday or Sunday, just come there and do the washing. Wash your engine bay, do everything, leave it. Do it on Sunday morning if possible, or at least Sunday afternoon. So that by Monday morning, you must have dried out. And even if it's supposed to dry off less than 12 hours, but don't go there and start pouring the gallon of water inside the engine bay. If it's too much, it may not even dry off within 12 hours. Cover the ones you can cover. Then, even at that, even if you think you covered everything properly, still leave the car. Don't even switch on ignition. Don't even, you understand what I'm saying? Don't even switch. If possible, even disconnect the battery. If you must leave the battery connected, fine, but don't switch on ignition, because that's when those harm will happen. Leave it, let it dry off, and you are good to go. Um, like I said, I'm still expecting the device I ordered so that people can be calling while we are doing this live stream, and then I'll be responding live to all your questions. If you have any questions, maybe that will be next time. You can also post it on the uh, live chat so that I'll read it and respond to it, or add it to one of the things to respond to while the chat is going on, the live stream is going on. And you can also send a WhatsApp message. Send the WhatsApp message before the next live stream, probably tomorrow. Now, anytime you have any question, just post it there. I will respond to it here. Before, I used to do it maybe on the WhatsApp when I have time, but I'll just do a live stream, read them, and respond to them. At least the only way for you to know when I'm about to start this is if you subscribe to this channel, and also subscribe to this notification. That's the press the notification button. As soon as I go online, that's the live stream starts, you get the notification that it has started. So you can join if you are possible for you to join at the time. If you can't join to listen, eventually it will still upload automatically later on after the LCM. But then the only disadvantage with that is it's going to the gig, the size of the video is going to be high, so it may consume. If you're not using unlimited data, it's going to consume your data. But if you listen to live stream, it doesn't consume that much. But I'm still working on making these types so that I will just use a thumbnail picture. You don't necessarily have to see the video, see my face or what I'm doing, unless if I need to describe or show something, because that one will reduce the data, the volume of or the size of the video, so I can always come back and watch. So you can always the number, I know I always put it on my this thing is number, WhatsApp number. Please, only WhatsApp. Next time you can call me on it with why on WhatsApp audio call, or you can send the message. The number is +234 8095721703. Again, +234 8095721703. Now you're not burning your airtime to call, so it's more like a free call, but of course you need the internet to make that. So you can talk as much as you want. And please, if you're calling, just go straight to the point. Just introduce your name, where you're coming from. That's your location, your country, and that. Then we'll go straight to the point. Hopefully, I'll do another one today or tomorrow. All right, because like I say, I'm always very busy. So see you guys in another live stream.